Hi there, this is Brenda with Keenan Kreations, and today I have a project for you using a stamp set called Hardwood to create a fence background. To get started, we're going to use soft suede cardstock that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to use the hardwood stamp set and pat the soft suede ink all over the stamp. Leave your stamp on the table. Take your cardstock and kind of hover over the stamp until you feel comfortable placing that down somewhat straight. And we're going to use scrap paper, and I'm going to cover that, hold it with one hand, and then you're going to rub with your other hand and keep your hand kind of flat to hit all the edges. Hold with this hand and then finish rubbing to get the ink on the cardstock. Pull back your paper, lift up your cardstock. You can use your paper trimmer, but I just have my scissors handy, so I'm just going to cut them like this. If you're not perfectly straight, you're okay. Close is going to be good here. We're going to keep 2 of these just like this, and the other ones we're going to fold it in half and cut with your scissors. So we can just hold these and use this one as a measuring tool to cut the remaining pieces. We're going back to the soft suede ink with a stamping sponge. You're going to rub the sponge across your ink pad, and then you're going to sponge all of these edges. Okay, now that these are all sponged, we're just going to push them to the side, and we're going to work on the background using Mossy Meadow ink. And we're going to use this stem right here from the stamp set called Choose Happiness. And you want these to be fairly close together. So I like to start at the top because I want some of these to come right over the top of the fence. And just kind of vary the height a little bit. And also the direction. Now once you have the top part stamped, you want to fill in the bottom area, and don't worry about these little end stems. If we need to, we can cover those up with the little flowers or the fence post. So you're just going to fill these in. Now I have a blender pen, and the blender pens are dual tipped, so either one will work, and you'll notice that the tip is a little bit stained, but it's still clear. And I don't want a lot of ink, so I just want to barely tap it on the end of the ink pad, and maybe even go on scratch paper just to make sure it's not too dark. And you just want to start laying in the color, and I'm a little sloppy when I color this way because I don't want them to be all a solid green. I want different variations of the green, and so I might go over here and then skip to the next one and then go back just so I don't have them all the same color. And it's okay that you have even little white areas left too, so don't be perfect on this. Just get it on there and be kind of messy about it. And this little stalk here, you can go in and add some color to that too. And just keep going until the entire area is colored. Once you have all of these leaves colored, you're going to start arranging the pieces to your fence. And I start with these smaller pieces first. You can use your grid paper to help you find the center. This darker line right here is the center of my cardstock. So I'm going to add adhesive and then place this one right about here. And you know, you don't have to be perfect on this because a lot of fences aren't perfect anyway. So once you have that first piece, I like to do the pieces on the end, and then I can center these 2 pieces last. So I want to go in maybe about 1/4 inch from the edge. And then these guys, you can just visually center those. They don't have to be exact. Close is going to be good. Okay, and then now we're going to add these longer strips that go directly across. And then I like to turn this over and see how these are sticking out a little bit. Just go ahead and give that a trim. And then if you need to, you can go back and just hit the edges if we trimmed off any of the sponged part. We're going to use Mossy Meadow cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Add adhesive around all your edges. And if you have trouble centering the top layer, just hold this up so only the one side is placed against the cardstock. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the bottom and these two sides. If they're about even, then this fourth side should also work out. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of tugging, so I don't like to press it down until I'm good. We're going to use a stamp set called Something to Say, and this cute little flower here. We're going to use scrap Whisper White cardstock and Hello Honey ink. And you'll notice on this stamp, I have a little dot here. That tells me I need to stamp these two petals near the bottom of the paper for the punch to line up correctly. So if you look at these two petals, they actually have 3 little points, and the two on the bottom only have 2 points. So just make a little mark, and then it'll be easier for you to line that up. I'm going to stamp, I guess, about maybe 8 of these. We're going back to the blender pen, and you just want to make sure that there's no ink on the tip. And the way that you clean these is you just go on the side till there's nothing coming off. And I'm just going to use a little bit of ink, and again, you don't want it to be too much. And what I do is I just go down the sides, and then I go back and fill in. That way it's not just a solid yellow. See how there's like little sketch marks here? I'm coloring in that side first with the little sketch marks, and then when I go back into the other areas, it's a little bit lighter shade. So we're going to use this little punch and turn it upside down, and then you can center your flower. You can grip the punch to hold the paper and check for placement, and then punch those out. After you've punched your flowers, just place them on the foam mat. Use the end of your piercing tool and just go in a little circle. That'll help those petals to curl up a little bit. I'm going to use the greeting from Label Love. This one right here, I'm going to make this a birthday card. Going back to Mossy Meadow ink and press firmly on your cardstock. This is the Artisan Label Punch, so just open it up, slide it in from the top, punch it out. We're going to use Stamping Dimensionals. I don't want this to be perfectly centered, so I want to be a little bit offset. We're going to use glue dots to add these flowers, so just press that down. Now this is where I would look, and if I had like the end of a stem showing, I would cover that with one of these flowers. But otherwise, you're just going to pretty much randomly place them. And once you're happy with the placement of your flowers, we're going to add some pearls to the center. And these pearls right here are all connected into one line, so if you want to use them separately, you have to use your scissors to slice between them. And I like to go back to the pokey tool to get under, we got 2, to get under the pearl, and then you can place it and press that down. Now I also stamped the inside and the envelope to match. I hope you enjoyed today's project. For more ideas, you can visit me at KeenanCreations.com. Thanks, and have a great day.